I'm joined now on the phone by the Republican chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Buck McKeon. And Congressman, you heard Rand Paul say that these cuts are a pittance. Do you agree then that sweeping cuts are better than no cuts at all?
Well, we have a problem. There's no question. We have a spending problem, and we're spending more money than we're taking in, and so we're borrowing 43 cents for every dollar that we spend. That's a given. Everybody but the president and a few Democrats say that we do have a spending problem. The problem is that even though defense accounts for 17 to 18% of our spending, they've taken half of the savings out of the military. The troops that are over there fighting to protect our freedoms around the world are being cut. The things that they need are being cut. We've already cut $487 billion out of defense, and this sequestration that's set to start March 1st will cut another $500 billion out of defense. That's the first time I've heard the president even mention defense. He's the commander-in-chief. He should take responsibility to make sure that the military have the things that they need to be able to carry out their mission and return home safely.
If the savings aren't going to be found in defense, where should the savings be found?
Out of the long-term force spending, the savings that are on autopilot. That's where we should be looking at, and that's not even included in the president's discussion so far. That's the most part of where the deficit comes from. If you get rid of all discretionary spending, all of the spending the president's talking about, and all defense spending, we'll still be running a deficit of $500 billion a year. It comes out of the mandatory side that the super committee was supposed to address, and nobody's been able to do that yet. If you eliminate all discretionary spending, we'll still have a huge deficit, and that has to be part of the problem.
With these spending cuts to defense and other programs right now, the CBO projects we're talking about 750,000 fewer jobs. How concerned are you that this could hurt our job recovery?
There's no question of that. We held hearings over a year ago that showed, we had 5 hearings that showed how devastating these cuts would be to the military. And then we held one that showed how devastating it would be to our economy. And the economists said it'll push us right into another recession. It's more than 700. It's 2 million jobs. And it's something that the president should have been much more involved in. You know, this waiting until the last minute to solve all these crises is not a good way to run things.
Congressman Buck McKeon, chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, we appreciate you being with us today. You can see the key Republican House chairman right there. And